It is now 7:16. The board is reconvening from closed session. There's nothing to report. We will have to go back into closed session. Obviously, we didn't have enough time. So after the open session, we'll have to go back in. We made an effort, but unfortunately, we ran out of time. With that in mind, let's see here. So we're not going to close out closed session. I don't think we...
Open session reconvene.
Yeah, okay, so open session will reconvene at 7:16, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Saida, do we have somebody to help us? Oh, that'd be nice.
She would.
Would you do us the honor, Miss Wheeler? Perfect.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Job
That
well
was
done.
very good.
Next, can we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll
So
make that
moved.
motion. Second
Okay,
the
so
motion.
we have Mr. Martinez second, and O'Kelly with a motion, and next by board members.
Aye.
Vote,
Aye.
vote by
Student board.
student board member Marisol.
Aye.
Okay. Rest of the board members? Aye. Okay. Next, we have presentations, and presentation under item 1 will be a memorandum of understanding between Rialto Unified School District and San Bernardino Community College District on middle college, high school program, and other services by college faculty, presented by Dr. Gloria Fisher, interim president of San Bernardino Valley College. I would like to add also, to assist Dr. Fisher, we're going to, in the public comments under C, we're going to vote on the resolution, so that way she doesn't have to wait till 10 o'clock. So, please, the microphone's yours.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And good evening, members of the board, superintendent, associate superintendents, and members of the audience. My name is Gloria Fisher. I am the interim president at San Bernardino Valley College. Okay, great. She's interim president, and she's going to talk about the middle college high school program. What does she know about it? Well, I've been at San Bernardino Valley College for 23 years. I began as a full-time faculty member teaching in administration of justice and sort of moved through the ranks. And around 2001, I was assigned as the administrator in charge of the middle college high school program at San Bernardino Valley College. I have remained the administrator in charge of the program since that date, and even as interim president, it is still something very near and dear to my heart. I had the opportunity to engage in conversations with your assistant superintendent and the interim superintendent on the possibility of building a middle college high school program here for Rialto. And I'm here tonight to give you an overview of what we see as a progressive way to build a middle college high school, beginning with what I will identify as a middle college program. I don't have the clicker for the PowerPoint. I have one.
No, we have.
You want mine?
Want to click it for her?
Go ahead and click for you. And make Rosie sit next to you.
Very good. Thank you. Now we'll have to get our timing just right. I want to talk about the goals of a middle college program because not everyone is really familiar with what is it all about, what are we trying to accomplish. And basically, when the middle college high school program concept came forward, these listed on this particular slide are the primary goals of a middle college high school program. Many people come in with the idea that, well, it's a way that an individual will be able to complete all of their high school graduation requirements and graduate from a community college with a 2-year degree. Yes, indeed, that is possible. And we have a record of a number of students who have actually been able to accomplish that in a 3-year period. But basically, we're looking at improving academic performance, not just in this area, but in the Inland Empire area. We have lower performing students, particularly when they come to the college. That is, if they come to the college. This program also is designed to increase the college-going rate by reaching back to the 9th grade, 10th grade, capturing the audience, and tracking, nurturing, and moving them through the process. Next, please. But it takes more than one. We, on the college side of the program, the high school on the other side of the program, we can't do it alone. We can only work with those students who are willing to commit to serious study and hopefully in an exciting environment. And we definitely know how to provide that. Next. There are differences between a middle college high school program and the program that we have shaped for Rialto. Primarily, it's the fact that a traditional well, it's okay. She's doing a great job. That's fine. Thank you. The primary differences between a middle college high school program, and this is important because we want to build a true traditional middle college high school program with Rialto, but it is something that we have to build. So this slide is here to show the differences between what we will start here in Rialto and work towards. A middle college high school program is one that the high school education is either offered on the community college campus or in a location contiguous thereto, adjacent to, next door to, across the street, but not across 2 cities, as is the case here. But it doesn't mean we can't do this, and we are determined. With the middle college high school program, the entire student body of the school is in the middle college high school. And the students take their college classes alongside regular matriculating adult students. In the model that we're going to initiate here for Rialto, it won't be contiguous thereto. It won't even be a block away. It'll be San Bernardino Valley College in San Bernardino, but you have a site, a location here in your school district that will serve as a separate location for this special population, a cohort of students who will receive their high school instruction at this particular site. It's the Cesar Chavez Center. And we will deliver college faculty to that site to teach college credit courses. There will not be any regular matriculating adult students in the first or the second year of the cohorts. By the time we reach the 3rd year, we would have 3 cohorts of 40 students each for a total of 120. But by the time the students who begin now, it'll actually be fall of 15, they will be in their 12th grade, and they will be in a regular college class. And we encourage you, the community, to join the students in a regular college class. And I have an expert here who will talk with you a little bit more about what what the cohort will be comprised of and the courses that would be offered during that 3-year period. San Bernardino Valley College role is huge, and I was the person, so I'm familiar with what needs to be done. And we work together as a team. We work with Rialto faculty, staff, and administrators to develop a menu of courses that are appropriate for the particular grade level and the abilities of the students. The college counselors will work with your counselors in making certain that the students are selecting the correct curriculum as the ed plan is being developed. We, on the college side, monitor progress. We already have these systems in place. We want to know that a student is satisfactorily performing. We don't want to find out at the end that this person, this young person, is not getting it, and the way we find out is the big F, which is a permanent grade on their record for life. We can avoid that. We monitor their progress, and appropriate intervention is taken to get them on the right track or make some changes in the way that we are helping them to progress through the college process. We provide that academic counseling. I just did that. That didn't count. I'll be more careful. We provide academic and career counseling and opportunities for the students to visit the college campus. In one of the traditional middle college high school models, the students would already be on the college campus. So it's important for our new program and partnership that we have opportunities for the students to come to the college campus so that they can feel that college experience, because once they transfer to a 4-year institution, no one's going to hold their hand. So we want them to know how that feels to be in that huge 97-acre environment that we have at San Bernardino Valley College. Okay, now at that time it counted. Okay. The middle college application process, it's fairly detailed. We've worked this through. We really put the initial steps in the hands of the unified school district. In other words, you make a determination of which students you want to include in the cohort. The first cohort, the 40 students, we might start with 45 because there will be students who come in and say, this is not for me. And we want them to make that decision before they're so far in that now there's something negative in terms of their record and we have to play catch up. So we would encourage you and work with you on a screening process. We have the students write an essay. We know that that's extremely important. We want to know what the student is about. Parents are so important. The support system, we want you to come on down for the interview. We want you to participate, but we want to know that the child is the one who's really wanting to be in this program and is serious about what it's going to take to be successful in working through the high school courses and college courses. On the SBVC side, we review the applications. We make a final determination as to who will be accepted. In this case of this special population, I will send to the Rialto campus, the Cesar Chavez Center, an outreach team. I have an outreach team. They will bring all of the tools and equipment, and the students will apply to the college. We will assist them to apply to the college. It's all an online process. It's intimidating to many people, but it's doable. We have 13,000 students this semester prove that it can be done. An online orientation, and we'll have them complete the SBVC assessment. The instrument we use currently is called AccuPlacer. And then the students and their parents and their counselor will complete a concurrent enrollment form each semester of the program. The students actually, for purposes of, not for purposes of, let me slow up. The students generally are ineligible to become college students. Now, in this case, we're going to start with a 9th grade cohort, hopefully for the spring semester, with one course. It's a student development course. We'll talk about that in a moment. and they're not eligible to enroll in a college if they're ninth graders. Moreover, we are looking for a special population, but we would not want to exclude students who have the ability, they have the desire, but they do not have the minimum GPA that the college requires for them to become a college student in 10th grade. So based on your recommendations and our review of their record, we say, come on down, because we know that there are many students in the traditional high school setting who are not performing to their ability. How do we know that? We look at standardized test scores and we see, hey, this young person, they have the high levels of scores, and yet D's and F's in high school. There's a disconnect there. So that might be a part of your target population. We don't dictate that, we work with you. But they are specially admitted to the college, which means we watch them more closely and more carefully. And if they demonstrate that they're not ready for this experience, we help them go back to their regular high school and continue on down that path, because the last thing we want to do is to have a student in the program and have that student underperforming not only on the college side of the coursework, but on the high school side of the coursework, which then puts graduation in jeopardy from high school. This program is supposed to help, it's not supposed to hurt. So we do monitor them. We have a fairly detailed handbook, we call it a handbook, and it has all of the terms and conditions, and the student has to read it, the parents read it, you sign it, it's a contract, you agree to the terms and conditions that we've set forth for the program. It's no surprise, we give it to you up front, oral orientation, we stand and we answer the questions and so forth, so that the students and the parents have a good understanding of what the expectations are, the expectations of them and the reasonable expectations they may hold for the college. Concurrent enrollment. Concurrent enrollment, this is one of the other major pluses about a middle college program. And even though we're not moving directly into the middle college high school program, we will have all of the benefits, save and except for the classes being offered on the college campus. Concurrent enrollment, it's an opportunity for the students to earn dual credits. They will experience college level work, and on the campus at times we will take them there or make arrangements for them to come there, and they can earn units towards their IGETSI AA degree or CSU breadth, so that they can transfer the units. What it is not is a credit recovery program. So it's not like all the people who are having trouble, just send them on down. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. And it's not an early graduation program. It's not, oh, okay, I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to get through this high school stuff and move on. That's not what this program is designed to accomplish, and so we need that understanding up front. Now, the next slide, please, and I'd like to introduce my colleague, Susan Gaska. Susan Gaska is very special to me because Susan was the principal-like coordinator of middle college high school program. I was the college side, Susan was the high school side. And so now Susan has retired from the school district and she came to work at the college. So she's taken on a lot of my role with all of this knowledge that she holds regarding high school education. So she's going to explain dual credit to you. Ms. Gaska, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we talk about dual credit, and I think sometimes we're not quite sure what that means, because we want to remember that the very first goal of any high school program, middle college, early college, high school, whatever it is to what? It's graduate the kids from high school, right? So we're looking for what earns them high school credit, to go towards their graduation. Simultaneously, we're hoping that many of the credits that they earn will be counted towards college. So what I did here is to give you two examples of coursework that the students might take that would give them both high school graduation requirement credit and college credit. One of Valley's classes is History 171, which is world history since 1500. And if you're aware of the high school requirements, is it sophomore year they take world history, right? Okay, so they have to take world history in high school. Why not take it at the college? Okay, so instead of taking the world history in a sophomore class, they would take History 171 through the college instructor. Upon successful completion, and we define that as a C or better, D's are not considered passing, they would earn 3 college units. So now they have this little Valley transcript over here that says History 171, 3 units, they got a B. Okay, then that credit is also placed onto over here onto their high school transcript. So that 3-unit class translates into a full year of world history. So 10 units of high school, 3 units of college for taking that one class. We also ensure when we look at the classes for the students to take that they are transferable. This particular class is transferable to CSU and UCs and completes IGETC requirements. Another one is Art 105. There's several art or music classes, but this one is the one I just chose for this one, the History of Modern Art. Again, in high school, high schools are typically students are required to take either a fine art or a foreign language. But to complete IGETC, you have to have both, and UCs and CSUs want students to have both. So in this case, we want them to take their fine art. So again, rather than taking a high school art, we would enroll them in Art 105, where they would earn 3 units of college credit. Now we're starting to build again, remember, on this college transcript side. Simultaneously, we're fulfilling our graduation requirements over here. And again, the classes that would be selected would be those that would be transferable. Okay, so now we're kind of going into, this is what it would look like in the first few years. We're talking about year 1, which is this year, first 9th grade cohort. And in the fall now is the recruitment application and acceptance process. One little warning, I guess, if you want to call it that, is that for those who are in charge of or working with this process from the Rialto district, is to never underestimate the amount of time it's going to take you to do this. Because you're going to think, oh, I can go out tomorrow and get 40 students, and it doesn't happen. So you're going to find that immediate, you know, like tomorrow, you're going to go, oh my gosh, we have so much to do. So just, you know, get started, ask for help. And okay, so spring, now we've selected those students. In spring, they would be at the Cesar Chavez Center taking their regular 9th grade classes. But in addition to these classes, we would have an instructor out here and enroll the students in SDEV, which is the student development course, which is career goals, personal inventories, how do you apply to colleges, what are you looking for, what kind of major, what might I want to do with myself. So that would be spring of this year. Now each year we would repeat this process, so now we'd be building another cohort each year. Okay, so the following year, year 2, those 9th graders are now 10th graders. And in the fall, again, remember what I said about the high school graduation and college credit. So in fall, they would take 2 college courses taught by Valley College instructors. One would be History 171, and the other would be a fine arts class that was determined through the 2 entities. In the spring, they would take History 101, and what that equates to high school-wise, there's your U.S. history. So now I've taken care of, as a sophomore, I've taken a full year of world history and a full year of U.S. history. Go back for just a second. Second semester is also Spanish 101. When you take Spanish 101 at Valley College for one semester, you have fulfilled 2 years of your language requirement. So in 1 year, students have taken care of a large portion of their high school graduation requirements, and they've earned 3, 6, 9, Spanish is a 5-unit class, so they've earned 14 college units. And if anybody here is taking college classes, or your kids are, or you remember how expensive it is, 14 college units is a huge bonus. Okay. Following year, now they're 11th graders. Remember, up until this time, they're taking courses at the Cesar Chavez Center in a group, in a cohort that is only the students. There's no matriculated adults. Junior year changes just a little bit. The students would again enroll in 2 courses in the fall and 2 courses in the spring, but there would be some choice to that. We would develop a menu, and that menu would be designed to meet the IGETC requirements, to help them continue on their graduation requirements, and to then branch out to say, what do I want to be, where do I want to go, and what do I need to take to either work towards my AA or my IGETC requirements. We would ensure that students have an ed plan. They meet with a counselor every year to develop their ed plans, so the coursework is dependent on that. At that point, they now have a full year of history behind them, getting C's or better and taking and completing these college classes. So at that point, dependent on their performance, they may be allowed to select a 3rd college class. So these kids are building, and they're taking a pretty heavy load, but it's actually pretty amazing how they adapt, and they jump right in. It's something that to them feels so good when they get done. Okay. Summer school. Brand new little 9th graders and 10th graders would not be doing summer school. Summer school is only available at the Valley College campus. But in our discussions, there will be students who really start getting gung-ho. I really want to do this. I want to take this, or I'd like to try to finish and get my IGETC certificate. If in their year between their sophomore and junior year, or between their junior and senior year, if they have met the requirements with GPA and others, they may apply to take a summer school class. That would mean they've completed their 10th grade, passed all their college coursework with C or better, and you can see the GPAs that are listed there. This is really important, because if the student can demonstrate that, they can demonstrate that, okay, you're going to be all right if you go on the college campus and take a summer school course. So no withdrawals, because sometimes kids will do that and go, well, I got all B's, but I dropped half my classes. So we need to look for the overall student and how they are performing. Okay, and I'm going to return this. Can I make one comment? For those, again, who are going to be really in the forefront developing the program, I would recommend there are 2 places to join. There is the CCEMC, the California Coalition of Early and Middle Colleges, and the MCNC, which is the Middle College National Consortium. They have staff development, meetings, visitations. There are 2 visitations planned in the next 2 months, so that they could visit other middle colleges. And the ed code is listed in your packet, so any of the ed codes that you would want to refer to are in there. So thank you very much.
The previous slide, nope, the one before that. Stop there. Thank you very much. That really pretty much concludes what we have to say about the middle college program. I thought I would just give you a little bit of information about a memorandum of understanding that was approved by the Board of Trustees just at our last board meeting. And it is a statement. I wanted to read it because I want to be very clear about what it is that the board, that the San Bernardino Community College Board of Trustees approved, and it is, and now you may advance to the slide there. Under a service agreement, Pursuant to this memorandum of understanding, San Bernardino Valley College will make the services of a qualified college faculty and staff available to conduct workshops, lectures on Holocaust and genocide for teachers, staff, and community members of the Rialto Unified School District on your premises. During the spring semester, your students will have an opportunity, and we will offer the class here, and we're talking a college course with no biases or prejudices, a college course here made available. The course is in the curriculum process and will come out very soon. The title of the course is The History of Comparative Genocide and War Crimes. We have a member of the SBVC History Department, Dr. Jeff Dembski. I believe you're familiar with him. If you've not, he is a recognized Holocaust scholar who has published on the subject and delivered papers on Holocaust-related conferences in the United States and abroad. And in the audience is Dr. Ed Milliken, who is the Dean of Social Sciences, Human Services, Physical Education, and Athletics. And if it were not for Dr. Milliken bringing to me the information that we had a scholar who heard about the situation with information that was out there in the media, he wanted to step forward and offer his services, and our Board of Trustees is in support of that. So that's point one, and then the last point I'd like to make before I introduce a board member is here from San Bernardino Community College. The next slide, please. Early assessment program, this is something else. All of these things are near and dear to my heart. I started in education, teaching in the K-12 system, so I just sort of keep going back there. And this is an early assessment program which would provide priority registration. Now, we're not talking about middle college right now. I'm talking about the other students. And we're only talking about 40 students in this cohort. So what about everybody else? Well, the everybody else, we still want to reach them, and there is a process. San Bernardino Valley College is identified at the State Chancellor's Office as one of the colleges in our 112 college system that accepts the early assessment as a substitute for the college assessment to evaluate the college readiness of a student. I have the details. I have drafted a draft of an agreement that I will present to Mr. Islam to share with you, board members, to see whether or not this is something that would be of interest to you. But it's my closing remark to say how very interested we are in working with you. We are proud of the partnerships we have with Cal State San Bernardino, City Unified, San Bernardino City Unified School District, our relationships with Colton. So, you know, I'm all for education. I'd like to just, if you'll bear with me, because it's important to me that he took the time to be here this evening, a board member, Joseph Williams.
I just want to say, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Thank you for letting me speak. I just wanted to come out and support the middle college concept. I'm asking you for 4 things. 1, vote for it. 2, promote the idea of it when you're out at events. Talk about middle college. Talk to parents about it. Fundraise for it. And then come take a tour of the middle college program at Valley College. Interact with the students, meet the staff, see some of the things that are going on there. I had an opportunity to sit in on the senior projects, and the young people there are impressive. They're learning communication skills, they're involved in practical projects, and it's just great to see them learning and growing and inspiring to be all that they can be. So I'm asking you to support it, and again, take a tour, promote it, and then also fundraise for it. And I am the representative for the Rialto area, so I'm extending myself to you as a resource. If you need any information on the district and some of the stuff that we're involved in, we want to partner with you. I want to commend Dr. Fisher and her staff and all of your folks for working together in this type of way. I think it's really important, and the district is open to you, so thank you for supporting us and working with us. Thank you.
Mr. Ayala.
I'd like to just say that we appreciate everything that was said. Definitely the train's moving in the right direction. Our priority is to help kids. I don't see any negatives with a program like this. Ms. O'Kelly?
I do have one concern as a former high school principal. They're going to be at the PDC all day. They won't be at their home high school at all.
Eventually, as you heard Dr. Fisher, if you call middle college high school program, it has to have its own identifications. So the students are going into the program, we have to recognize them. They will complete their high school graduate from that school. And that's the recognitions. Yes, they have to be, you see the dedications and drive to be going into the program. So it's not that every student will be eligible to the program.
I have a concern, wondering about them missing out on all the activities and clubs and sports and things that are offered at high school. So they basically have to be kids that were not interested in those things, right?
Yes, pretty much, it's like you are putting yourself in mindset going into the program that you will not be typical high school students anymore.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any other comments?
The board, I'd like to share something. I opened these conversations with Dr. Fisher a little over a year ago. Tonight, what you see is I'm honored that Dr. Fisher willing to come and present a partnership with Rialto Unified School District. This is a great program, and this is not. I'm very excited that the Board of Trustees from Valley College and Dr. Fisher, after working and continued dialogue between my team, including myself and Dr. Fisher, off and on, after hours, long conversations. What you see tonight, this is a long journey with we both being in conversations to bring this program for our students for Rialto. As you see that the beauty of this program, that the students are going to graduate at the same time they're getting their Associate of Art degree, which is 2 years program. Then they can, this is like a great program for our students. If it's my child can be in the program, that child is 2 years ahead of everybody. And this is an awesome program. This is not meant for every students, high school students, as you heard from 9th grade. And this is, in my view, this is an opportunity, and I'm very excited that Valley College Board of Trustees and Dr. Fisher are building that partnership with us to bring that program for our Rialto students. I want to thank Dr. Fisher and her continue working with me on this matter, and I thank your entire Board of Trustees supporting you to offer this program for our students. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to thank Dr. Fisher and Joseph Williams for coming, and Ms. Gaska. Very appreciative of all you're doing for education. And Mr. Islam, thank you for leaving probably the most positive item as your legacy. Thank you. I want that to go on the record. And Mr. President or Vice President, if it's appropriate, I would like to vote or make a motion to amend the agenda, pulling item K5.1 so that we can vote on this, as you had previously mentioned.
Absolutely. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and as you can see, I'm already in support of.
Let's read the, let's bring it up now.
Okay.
Reference K5.1, page 7, your agenda. It reads, approve a memorandum of understanding with the San Bernardino Community College District commencing on August 28th, 2014 and ending June 30th, 2016. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Mr. Martinez,
Thought we did
second.
that, but-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution passes. Congratulations to everyone in the Rialto Unified School District.
I just would like to also say thank you on my behalf. Good opportunity, great opportunity for our community. Thank you.
And I would like to conclude also by saying, Mr. Williams, maybe we need to take this even to another level. Our junior colleges are overloaded. They're two-year colleges because our kids don't have any other place to go, and they love these junior colleges. We need to find ways to make them four-year colleges. Pull our resources together, then we really start moving, because I can see this program just exploding. So we need to start thinking about how to convert our two-year colleges and make them four. Okay.
Parents would appreciate that.
Absolutely. Next, we have a presentation by our clerk, Joe Martinez. Key to the district.
Good evening, everyone. A lot of faces that I see came just for one specific reason. And I would fully agree. Miss Peggy Wheeler, if you would join me up here. While she's skedaddling over here. There are many success stories in the Rialto Unified School District. Since I began serving on the Board of Education, I have had the distinct privilege of honoring 3 annual keys, or presenting 3 annual keys to the district, all to deserving community and educational leaders. This year, I am honored, not just a friend and a colleague, but Peggy has done so much for my vision, and without you, Chavez Huerta Center would not be. I don't know if the community and friends and family know that. So I am honored that Miss Peggy Wheeler, RUSD, Director of Alternative Education, Adult Ed, ROP, accepted this 4th key. Please indulge me as I share the professional and personal commitments that Ms. Wheeler has demonstrated on the path to success. Lost my place. In the RUSD. Ms. Wheeler was born in the city of Inglewood, but raised primarily in the city of Riverside. In 1971, graduate of Norte Vista High School in Alvord School District. She graduated from Chapman University in 1975 with a bachelor's degree in biology. She also earned a master's degree from Cal State San Bernardino in special education, what is now called Learning Handicapped. In 1980, Ms. Wheeler's first teaching job was at Eisenhower High School. That's the green.
Yay!
As an EMR teacher, now known as an SDC teacher. She impressively became department head of the Special Education Division. In 1985, Ms. Wheeler was hired as teaching assistant principal in Myler High School. In 1987, she became a full assistant principal, and then in 1996, she was assigned as a summer school principal at Rialto High School for 2,200 students. In 1999, she was promoted to principal of Myler Zupanik High School. After 6 years as principal, Ms. Wheeler was successfully transitioned to her current position of Director of Alternative Education, overseeing adult education, ROP, and career technical education. We have long titles here, too.
Wow.
Yes. One of her proudest moments was in the mid-'80s, during the summer months when she was Girl Scout camp director. Yes, in your spare time. During this time, Ms. Wheeler was able to accommodate the first wheelchair for the Girl Scout NMH Girls Schools. After 34 years in public education, Ms. Wheeler earned the California Department of Education's Career Technology Curriculum Award in June of 2014. Eisenhower High School culinary arts teachers nominated Ms. Wheeler for the state award. They stated, "Peggy supports teachers. She is not a person who seeks or wants attention or the limelight. I can attest to that. She just supports teachers and keeps her focus on her students. Ms. Wheeler has also been instrumental in collaborating with RUSD staff in securing multi-million-dollar grants for the district's state-of-the-art culinary arts program, which began classes this school year. Ms. Wheeler is the eldest of 16 children. Wow. Or, I'm sorry, six. Wow. Yeah, okay.
Don't say, wow, your mom's.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Surprised you didn't know. Two siblings, unfortunately, have passed away. Miss Wheeler's mother passed away last month. A woman who loves outdoors. She is an avid road cyclist who is known to ride 20 to 70 miles every weekend. Miss Linda Silva, hand up, Linda. Okay. Has worked alongside Miss Wheeler for a decade. She is Miss Wheeler's secretary. Upon finding out that Miss Wheeler will receive the district's highest honor, Miss Silva said, "Mr. Martinez, you could not have picked a better recipient for your choice of the district's key. At times in life, most people have a lot on their plates. Because Miss Wheeler will never say no, she no longer has a plate. She has a turkey platter to which she has piled huge servings of adult education, career technical education, regional occupational programs, middle college, Perkins Grant, Chavez Huerta Campus Concierge, and because of her numerous years with the district, she has added historical information resource answering service." Yes. In working with Miss Wheeler, I have found that she has wonderful insight, very deep compassion, and a total heart for education. And Linda continues, and she shares all of these traits with students, parents, potential teachers, and all of her staff. Miss Wheeler cares so much that she fights for education. That's the Peggy I know. She has such strong determination in that she will fight for any educational program so long as it benefits the students and staff of this district. I thank her, and I myself, along with you, thank her for allowing me to be her right hand in supporting all of her endeavors to improve and maintain the education for the students of our district. I can't think of a better testimony than from a secretary of 10 years. Come on, it's okay. I see it, I see it. Most times, board members have difficult decisions to make, but for me, this was an easy one. Ms. Wheeler has selflessly dedicated over 3 decades of her life to the students of Rialto. She has brought innovative programs to the classroom to assist teachers and has been honored by her peers and by the state. Thank you, Peggy Wheeler. Your commitment to the students and staff of the Rialto Unified are indeed immeasurable and greatly appreciated by this board member, this board, and the district, and many of your friends and family. I present you with this Key to the District 2014 Key to the District presented to Peggy Wheeler for excellence in district leadership and commitment to students and staff. RUSD Board Clerk Joseph Martinez, Wednesday, August 27th, 2014.
So I have a few words, and I'm not supposed to cry, so I'm trying to tell myself. I do have a lot of people that came in the audience to support, so we're going to have a big crew picture, and then we'll try to do really fast. But thank you, Mr. Martinez, board members, and Interim Superintendent Islam for this honor and this award. It has truly been my honor to serve the students and community of Rialto Unified. This award would not have been possible without the support of great students, parents, classified staff, and certificated staff who are here tonight, and they're my family. The family of Rialto Unified is the key. Throughout my years in Rialto, it has been a privilege to mentor students, and both classified and certificated staff. The growth I've seen is amazing, because we have people in the audience today that we've been able to, they started as an instructional aide, became a secretary. I've had clerks who've become teachers and mentored people in getting through credentialing processes. So it's been wonderful to give that throughout my years. And in advertisement, I look forward to re-energizing and reformatting services to adults in our community by partnering with the Adult Education Consortium. Still fighting to keep that alive. I look forward to strengthening our career technical course sequence in academics through partnership with Link Learning, the county, and San Bernardino Valley College. I thank Dr. D'Souza for recognizing the integrity of Career and College Ready, giving career technical education teachers the opportunity to be pedagogy and curriculum experts. I'm excited to assist in opening our new culinary and engineering academies, developing partnerships with San Bernardino Valley College, Cal State University Poly Pomona, Cal Baptist, Cal State University San Bernardino. I'm further fortunate to be part of the committee moving forward with our middle, college, high school program. Rialto is truly bringing forth wonderful opportunities for our students, adults, and staff, and I'm happy to be part of it. So, thank you.
Truly a remarkable program.
May we have the honor? Congratulations.
Go ahead and bring them all up here.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Kathy.
Oh, yeah. It's a win-win in that middle school program. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is great.
Oh.
This is a live board meeting.
Who else? I didn't see her either. She was sitting in the back. Yeah, we didn't see her.
Mrs. Carter, before you leave, must be losing my eyesight. I didn't realize you were in the audience, but I would like to recognize you as we have a special dignitary here, a former assembly member, Amina Carter, one of our community supporters. Even though she's retired, she relentlessly finds time to come and support our district and our community, and we acknowledge her for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to open up public comments. Comments from the floor. At this time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes. And in the interest of time, please respect the 3-minute time. I appreciate it. Mohammed?
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. Rosa Fuentes. I hope I'm saying correctly.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to thank to Mr. Mohammed Islam and his committee, Ms. Jasmine Valenzuela, I forgot the other name. She's in the corner. Can you stand that?
Linda.
Linda.
Meyer.
Okay, we have an issue Werner Elementary School in the beginning this year with traffic and change the schedule. It can, the entry in the morning, they changed to 7:50 in Rialto Middle, which is closed. It's at the same time. So the traffic became crazy. And everybody started like, why did it happen? Things like that. But at the end, the priority and responsibility for everybody should be children and staff and parents safe. So because if we have those issues and we blame someone, and nothing is done, so something bad really can happen. So the issue come to the district, and Ms. Valenzuela, and I forgot her name again. She's new for me, but she's great. They did an awesome job there. They go there and talk to the parents and staff, and Mr. Mohammed and another administrators went in on this day as well when the teachers came here and some parents. They did an awesome job. They fixed it. And safety department as well. So I'm so glad that this was correct ahead of time, because when you hear something is wrong and you don't take time to go and see on your own what happened, when parents complain, when the staff complain, what do you need, what we need to do. So I am so happy that that happened. The principal, I don't believe that she did something wrong, but changed the time and or change the way the students will be dismissed in the after school. She did for the safety of students. I believe so, and I support that. But something that has to happen to do accommodation, and the district take action to resolve issues. So for that, I am so happy. Thank you for your support and the board. Ms. O'Kelly, you, I remember this word that you say, principals should be outside and see what happened. Get out of the office and see what happened, what is in the campus, what do you need? So that's why the district staff is here to support us. So that I remember, and I'm sure that you too. And Mr. Montes, I want to thank so much as well, because you been there always for us. Mr. Ayala, support for special education as well, and the rest, you know what to do. I know my time is out, but yesterday my daughter was doing was reading a book. She has a test today, and I got my attention to this this part of the book. Anytime you had opportunity to make things better, do it. And if you make things better and you don't, that you are wasting your time on this earth. And this for Roberto Clemente. That was really good thing I share with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Fuentes. Well said. Next.
Keenan and Associates.
I'm Derek, not Keenan. Vice President Ayala and Clerk Martinez and members Montez and O'Kelly, Interim Superintendent Mr. Islam. Tonight we have a treat. We have our third-party administrators to our property and liability and workers' compensations insurance programs. There are third-party administrators. They are Keenan and Associates, and they have an interesting program known as a match grant program, which the district has been participating in. So I would like to introduce Vice President Doug Ross and Vice President Suzanne Throwbridge, account managers Vanessa Pina and Ashley O'Brien. And they are going to talk a little bit about what the match grant program is, and then they'd like to take a picture of the second check that we've received. And we have a third one that we're going to be in the process for, and we use these to improve our facilities and improve security and safety issues. So At the end of their little talk, they're going to ask you to get them, take a picture with them real quick. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Doug Ross.
Will they give us a check?
I believe that Derek may already have it, and if he hasn't shared it with you, you may want to talk to him after this board meeting.
Okay.
So, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. We do represent the Southern California Regional Liability Excess Program. It's the insurance and risk management program that your district belongs to. It's the in association with our Northern California affiliate. It's the largest property and liability JPA for public schools in the state. It's a nonprofit, member-owned and operated, and we're extremely appreciative of the support that we've received from the Rialto Unified School District over the years. So we are happy to again today make another presentation of matching grant awards. This one's in the amount of $15,000 for the installation of security cameras, I believe, for this actual building that we're in tonight. So it's a big part of Southern California Relief to want to partner with our member districts in trying to protect district resources and ultimately keeping our kids safe. So it's our way of giving back and supporting you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you take pictures later?
Do we have the board members sit front?
That's why I like being in the back there. No one knows I can't see you.
Mr. Montez was. You need everybody to look at the camera. 1, 2, 3. And one more time. 1, 2, big smile. Thank you.
Definitely appreciate it.
Next.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ayala. Next person is Deanna Adams. Deanna Adams. Thank you.
Good evening, board members. I'm here to discuss a very important issue about the Holocaust assignment, which was very provocative. But what was very disconcerting and disturbing was the leaders who rebuked the Rialto School District. The speakers, including those of the Jewish community, clearly defined that the word and the memory it contains belongs only to the Jews. I question who owns the word and the memory it contains. Does the word refer only to the Jewish victims of the Nazis? And how about other victims of the Nazis? Were they included? What about the Ukrainians starved by Stalin? And the Armenians murdered by the Ottomans? Are they included? Mankind experienced many holocausts, and most by the name of manifest destiny. The goal of Nazi Germany was to disseminate or to exterminate a group of people, the Jews. However, the Japanese imperialism target was to exterminate a race, a complete race, the Caucasian. There is a difference between a particular group or an entire race. The forgotten Asian Holocaust must be addressed, and it should have been included in the assignment. And since the topic was related to World War II, the Asian Holocaust, that's the Japanese imperialism from 1931 to 1945, could have been an option. The school would do well to offer the clarification of the word and memory. Who owns the word, Holocaust, and who owns the memory? The student can learn from the word Holocaust if it is not bound, and that the memory of the Holocaust does not belong to a particular group. I know about the forgotten Holocaust because my parents were in it. The Japanese wanted to exterminate an entire race, not just a group of people. So please, in your assignment, it was a very provocative assignment. There's many Holocausts that takes place in the world. And today, there's another Holocaust, and that's the one between That's those from Israel. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Next, Lori Sierki. Circe. I'm sorry, Circe. Apologies.
I'm here to address the board tonight and members of the school district regarding the involuntary transfer of teachers from Hughbanks and Fitzgerald to, my understanding is, Morgan Elementary. I underwent this involuntary transfer 4 years ago from Hughbanks after being there invested for 12 years when Cordiac was built and they siphoned off students, creating a teacher surplus. I relocated to Fitzgerald 4 years ago, where I have tried to establish myself in that community, and now I am once again being asked to undergo an involuntary transfer 4 weeks into the school year, leaving students who are emotionally now dependent upon me, as well as my students who I have previously taught at this school. And my previous displacement from Hughbanks occurred during the summer, and while it was emotionally and physically demanding on me, it did not have an immediate impact upon my students because the year had been completed. Now you are asking me to transfer again involuntarily under no circumstances of my choosing, but I have been with my students for 4 weeks, and they know me, they have anticipated being with me, I've had siblings, and now I'm being asked again to leave. And I just want you to consider the emotional impact upon my students. Many of them have already undergone losses in their own families, losses of family members, losses of homes, transfer into from other states and having to live with family members, and you're asking them to undergo another loss. We all understand the importance of teachers within our students, the emotional stability that they provide, especially in the younger years. And I would ask you to seriously consider the impact upon our students at my class and the other classes before this transfer is undertaken. I appreciate your time for listening. Thank you.
I have more.
Okay, next.
Next, Paula Valley.
Good evening, Mr. Islam, Interim Superintendent and Board. I am here as well on behalf of Fitzgerald Elementary. Just as a personal example, my daughter went through tremendous loss over the last year. And when she had found out that she may lose a teacher she doesn't have currently, not even be at her school, she was in tears. That teacher is a huge support. We have some really amazing, amazing teachers over there that have been extremely supportive to our kids. In addition, I work in a mental health field, and I work hand in hand with Children and Family Services. And when we have to look at making changes for children, the first thing we look at is, can we keep them in the same school? The next thing we do is look at what is the least intrusive for the children. And I understand we're 4 weeks in, we're not 4 months in, but still the impact that these kids go through and that trust and that bond that they develop is just humongous. I understand numbers, I understand budgets, but I also understand the well-being of our students. And I think if there's any way to put that first and foremost, by all means, I'll do however many fundraisers you want if we can keep our teachers in the best place possible for our kids. Thank you.
Lisa Lindbergh.
Good evening, Mr. Islam, board members. My name is Lisa Limber, president of the Rialto Education Association. I'm here tonight speaking on behalf of some specific members, namely the Fitzgerald and Hubank staffs, which are being impacted by this potential transfer of 2 of the teachers at Fitz and 1 at Hubanks. Tonight at Rep Council, the REA Rep Council, we passed a resolution. For those of you in the audience who don't know, the Teachers Union has a representative council that meets each month, and there's a site rep. That means a teacher from each school representing that site. There's also a rep for the nurses, speech therapists, counselors, etc. And we passed a resolution tonight on behalf of our members that are being affected by this. And what they had to say was, the REA Rep Council, in the interest of a continuous, non-disruptive instructional program, opposes the transfer of the 3 teachers from Fitzgerald and Hubanks and instead encourages the hiring of additional staff at the schools with the high number of students. It is best for our students, it is best for our parents, it is best for our teachers. Passed unanimously August 27th, 2014. In addition, I would like to address that 3 teachers, it's not that much. You're dropping that amount of money on the daily with consultants, additional admin up here, and assorted other things. When you transfer those teachers from Fitz, they're not collapsing 1 3rd grade into another 3rd grade or 1 4th grade or whatever grade it is. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys. They're going to collapse those classes and make them combos. And we all know combos aren't the best deal, and we know parents hate combos. It's not the best thing for kids. We also know that Hubanks and Fitz are the overflow schools. And if they're the overflow schools, they're going to be getting the extra kids. And they're going to start coming, guess when? September. Because even though we've been going back to school the beginning of August for quite a few years now, parents coming from other parts of the country or other parts of the state think we go to school in September, and you're going to get a lot of kids. So I don't think it's in the best interest of anyone to collapse classes and move those teachers. I know I can't hold your feet to the fire contractually, but I will hold you to the fire, your feet to the fire morally and educationally, and I hope you make that right decision. Thank you.
Next person, Zelaya. Zelaya, thank you. I'm getting better.
Buenas noches, Mr. Islam, miembro de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Celia Zelaya y soy coordinadora del grupo de apoyo para papás de niños especiales. La razón por la que estoy aquí es para agradecerles lo que hasta ahora han hecho por la educación especial, pero todavía falta mucho para que la educación especial en este distrito sea digna para nuestros hijos. Primero, quiero pedirles de que, por favor, ya aprueben el contrato para Mr. Islam. Ya lo tuvieron un tiempo como interino y su trabajo hasta ahora, la comunidad al menos estamos viendo que está funcionando.
Good evening, board members, Mr. Islam, and the audience. My name is Celia Zelaya, and I am the coordinator of a group for students with special needs. And the reason that I am here tonight is because I want to thank those who, until now, have done work for the special education department, but there is still a lot that needs to be done. The special education in the district is still not enough for our students. First, I would like to ask that you approve the contract of Superintendent Islam, Mr. Islam, who has already been here for some time as an interim superintendent. And you know that he is doing a good job.
Necesitamos que contraten, el segundo punto es, necesitamos que contraten especialistas de programas para que apoyen a los maestros y por el beneficio de nuestros hijos. Tercero, necesitamos intérpretes profesionales, ya que el porcentaje de nuestros estudiantes hispanos es alto y la mayoría de los padres no hablamos bien el inglés. Y a este tiempo solo tenemos arroz López para todos.
We need that you employ some program specialists to support our teachers and for the benefit of our children. We also need professional interpreters because the percentage of our students are Hispanics, and the percentage of our students are Hispanics, and the majority of the parents don't speak English well. And at this time, we only have Rose Lopez for everybody.
Nosotros también estamos muy preocupados por los maestros de Fitzgerald. Hay papás que han venido al grupo preocupados por sus hijos y si tuvieron que hacer cambios, ¿por qué no los hacen antes de que empiece el año escolar? Como siempre, nunca piensan en los niños, que son los más afectados y los más importantes. Sin los niños no hay distrito.
We are also very worried for the teachers at Fitzgerald. There have been parents who have come to the group very worried for their children. And if you had to make some changes, why did you have to do them, or why didn't you do them before the school year started? As always, you never think of our children, who are the most affected and the most important. Without our children, there would not be a district.
Por nuestros niños. Todavía tenemos 2 minutos para apoyar a Fitzgerald.
We still have 2 more minutes to approve Fitzgerald, or to support Fitzgerald, so we can still keep clapping for 2 more minutes. Gracias y por favor tomen en cuenta todo lo que la comunidad siente por nuestros niños. Thank you, and please consider everything that the community is telling you.
Joseph Williams, I believe he's probably gone because he spoke earlier. Mr. Williams, around? He's gone. Thank you. Next person, Hope.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Hope. I'm out of my element here a little bit. I don't normally get to sit through school district board stuff, so it's kind of nice. I agree that teachers make a world of difference, but that's not exactly the reason that I came here tonight, but at the same time I think it kind of correlates. I guess I want you guys to understand that what you do and the decisions that you make reflect the students and the teachers. And when you teach your children incorrectly about history, it mars their future. And listening to these wonderful teachers here tonight and how much people have given their lives, and I understand teachers are very not compensated properly, but it's really important for the future of the students that you close this door to this really ugly chapter that's happened here at this school. And I think we know what I'm talking about. I mean, we're not revisionists. And if you don't close this door quickly, you're going to leave this reputation with the school, with the teachers here, and with the students forever. So what one person has done is going to reflect an entire school. Tonight was a celebration. I got to sit here and listen to a lot of you enjoy yourselves, and that's nice. But I got to sit here and hear hate from a woman that came up here and talked, because I'm Jewish. But I didn't open that door. Somebody here at this school opened that door. And somebody here at this school needs to close that door and take accountability, because this is serious. It's like Ebola. These things spread. They're not self-contained. And coming in here earlier, I got to hear from an attorney that I didn't expect to hear from. I was aghast to hear what's going on here. Emails are missing. Attorneys are not responding. I mean, stand up and set the record straight for your teachers, for the integrity of the school, and for the students that go here. Because it's not just your reputation, it's theirs. I come from San Bernardino County. I went to school here. I didn't grow up in Beverly Hills. My elementary school time was in San Bernardino County at Bonnie Ohl. I'm proud of it. If I had to do it again, that's exactly where I would want to be. But I don't want to be isolated, and I don't want to be terrorized, and that's what happened here tonight to me. And I didn't open that door. Somebody here at this school did. And I was harmed tonight from a woman that came up here and spoke hatred. But I didn't open that door, you guys did, and you need to close it, and you need to be transparent with who did it. And I'm going to take one more minute myself. In Ferguson, where a man's life was seriously threatened, an officer, within 3 days, 4 days, they came clean and they gave that officer's name out. But you're saying you need to protect a teacher? From who? From who? From who? I don't see like crowds of Jewish people here that are protesting. I see maybe 1 or 2 Jews asking, hey, what's going on? This can't continue, this can spread. And basically what it's going to spread to is, it's like, you know, a horrible political conspiracy that you covered up. But I just want to end this with asking you, close this rapidly, get on the attorneys, be mindful, because it doesn't look good. People are looking, not just me, people from LA, people from Washington. I mean, let the teachers just teach, and let the teachers that don't want to teach properly, let them go. It sounds like a lot of people need jobs. Thank you.
Laura Gonzalez.
Good evening, Board. My name is Laura Gonzalez, and I'm one of the teachers being involuntarily transferred to Morgan Elementary School. I wanted to reiterate, like many of the other teachers here have already stated, this is not the best decision for our students. I've already conducted preliminary assessments on my students, created an encouraging and nurturing classroom environment, and have established a positive rapport with my students and parents. Many of my parents have donated supplies to our class, and some showed up today because they don't agree with this decision. I already know my students' strengths and weaknesses. I spent countless hours over the summer collaborating with my grade level team to create a sound second grade Common Core curriculum. Not only will this decision affect my students, but this will increase the 3 second grade classes at Eubanks to 32 students in each class and create a second and third grade combination there. I know most teachers would agree combination classes are difficult for teachers to instruct. It's difficult enough to teach one curriculum, let alone 2, and that's why a lot of students in combination classes have gaps in their education. The combination class that this would create is currently a third grade class. So some of the students in this existing third grade class will be transferred to other third grade classes to make room for my students. So this erroneous decision will have a trickle-down effect on all the second and third grade classes at Eubanks Elementary. Respectfully, I urge you to reconsider involuntarily transferring teachers who have already established classrooms at Eubanks and Fitzgerald to Morgan Elementary School. I thank you for your time and consideration, and I'd like to thank my parents and colleagues and my students, one of them's falling asleep, for attending the board meeting tonight. Thank you.
Como no? Trying to be neutral, but we understand. We do understand. We do understand. Next, Mohammed.
Next person, Mrs. Rashid.
I apologize, I have to read. I'm a little nervous here. Good evening to all board members, Mr. Mohammed, Fitzgerald teachers and parents. My name is Mrs. Rashid, and I am one of the 2 teachers who transferred to Fitzgerald this year. I transferred actually from Bemis Elementary School. A day after back to school night, we got called for an emergency meeting to inform us that 2 teachers will be transferred out. Based on seniority, the other teacher and I that transferred to Fitzgerald are allowed to stay, while Mrs. Clark and Mrs. Searcy will be transferred out September 2nd, due to unexpected lower student enrollment numbers in a few classes. I do ask you to reconsider these 2 transfers because their students will be deeply affected by this change. We just started this school year, and these teachers have spent hours preparing for their classes to have them be transferred out. Students will not only lose their teachers, but they will be transferred to other classrooms, including my classroom, making our numbers go up to 32. With Common Core being implemented this year in a new math adopted program, teachers are already working hard enough to meet all the standards and requirements so that our students advance academically. I know we can reach those goals by keeping our classes to a more manageable size, instead of packing 32 students in a class and expect teachers to meet the academic needs of all of our students. I understand that cuts need to be done in the district, but at what cost? Our children? They are the ones to suffer. If this transfer goes as planned, 5 classes and teachers will be affected by the change, not just 2. 5 classes will go to a full capacity of 32 in each class, leaving no room for upcoming students to enroll in our schools in the next few weeks. Students who belong to our schools will be forced to attend other schools because our classes are just way too full. Our children deserve to keep their teachers and be in a class with fewer students so that we can accomplish all of the goals that we have. I am asking you to please allow these teachers to remain at their sites and know that this will produce better benefits for the children of our district. I just have to also mention that Mrs. Clark has been my friend for 15 years, and I'm the one who's coming in to take her spot. Miss Searcy has been instrumental in allowing me to learn the Common Core. She is amazing. By you taking her away, you're taking my chance to learn from her. I cannot walk through those halls and seeing them gone and know that because not my fault. I went through interviews and I got accepted to come to Fitzgerald. I want to stay there. And I have contemplated leaving, but my daughter has been enrolled in that school and I will not remove my daughter. I ask you to do the right thing for our kids, our children, our teachers. Keep them there, please. Thank you.
The next person, Gabrielle Lenz.
Good evening, Mr. Islam and board members. I'm a second grade teacher at Eubanks Elementary School. My name is Gabriela Lenz. This is my 27th year in Rialto teaching second grade or combination of second and first. This week we found out that one of my second grade team members, colleagues, and friends, Laura Gonzalez, is going to be transferred involuntarily to Morgan Elementary School because of understaffing at Morgan and not enough students at Eubanks. She was told this would begin September 2nd, and I urgently ask you to please not let this happen. It's not a good educational decision from any perspective. While it may save the district money by not hiring new teachers to fill the void at Morgan, transferring Laura Gonzalez and the teachers from Fitzgerald will negatively impact students and teachers. First, the students, the impact will be tremendous. Ms. Gonzalez has 25 students. They're in their 4th week of working together as a class. They've made new friends. They've learned routines and procedures. They've begun to acquire skills and concepts from their first units of study. Many of the parents in her class have already donated time, as well as classroom supplies. They've met Ms. Gonzalez at back to school night. These 25 students will be divided among the other 3 second grade classes, which will now raise our enrollment from about 25 to 32. In addition, some of Ms. Gonzalez's students, as she stated, will be placed with a 3rd grade teacher and turning that class into a 2-3 combination. I want you to imagine how a 6- and 7-year-old might feel when they're told they will have a new teacher next week. They don't know this yet. I guess some of them do that are here tonight. And they will have to start all over again with new classmates and new routines. Secondly, the teachers who will get the additional 6 or 7 students will also face a number of challenges that could be avoided if Ms. Gonzalez's class stayed intact as well. I'm speaking for Ms. Gonzalez, but I'm including the teachers from Fitzgerald in the same argument. They will need to rearrange furniture. They will need to add more desks. Some cases the desks have been removed. They need to change bulletin boards to include more room for the new students. We have all adjusted our bulletin boards and other things in our classroom. They will probably go out and buy more name tags, pencil boxes, folders, and other supplies that they've currently used in their own classrooms. They don't want their new students to have something different or be left out. Any charts, any organizational posters or decorations that have students' names on them in alphabetical order, which is very common for us to do a lot of things related to students' names. All of those will need to be rewritten. Teachers will have to learn their new students' strengths and weaknesses. Oh, may I continue?
Please, take a minute.
They will reorganize, they have to reorganize their reading and their math groups. And yes, teachers have to do those things anytime a new student comes in throughout the year, but adding 7 students all at once after 4 weeks of school just looks and feels a lot more like starting the year all over again. Instead of moving forward from their current place of instruction and their curriculum, teachers will in essence have to go back and they reteach many of the routines, practices, Common Core state standards that they've already taught in the first few weeks of school. And last, I do want to address the person I believe at Eubanks and Fitzgerald, the people who are mostly affected are the involuntary transfers. Yes, being a teacher is all about the students and their needs do come first. However, when a teacher is involuntarily uprooted from a successful and rewarding teaching assignment 4 weeks into a school year, the emotional strain that this puts on that teacher will affect her teaching and the students will suffer. I want to let you know Ms. Gonzalez has joined our second grade team this year, very excitedly. She is a wonderful addition to our group. We've met over the summer. We have planned collaboratively for lessons, assessments, ELD instruction, reading groups. We all get along great. We have looked forward to working together and moving our students ahead academically. If Ms. Gonzalez is moved to Morgan, she has to start all over. She has to tear down her current classroom environment, set up an entirely new classroom, write new name tags, new charts, new posters. And when should she do this? She was told she would be starting there on September 2nd. Should she come in on Labor Day weekend? In addition, Ms. Gonzalez will have to learn the layout and the procedures of a new school. She's never been to Morgan. She needs to get acquainted with new colleagues, new staff, and get to know a whole new class of students and their parents. I'm confident that Ms. Gonzalez is capable of meeting all those challenges. She's a hardworking and dedicated teacher, and I'm sure the teachers at Fitzgerald are. But is it really in the best interest of our students to put her through this challenge? I don't think so, and I hope you don't either. So I respectfully urge you to please put our students' interests first and allow Ms. Gonzalez and the other teachers to remain at their schools and for them and their students to stay together the remainder of the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, I get it.
That's all.
Okay. Before we move into comments that
are on the agenda,
I want to recognize another dignitary in the audience. Didn't realize it, but we also have a Mr. Frank Garza, if you don't mind standing. He's our Senior Affair Commissioner from 5th District, Josie Gonzalez's office, and he's here in support, and he shows up unexpectedly at different times.
And one of our counselors.
And one of our counselors, Rialto High School, and we thank him for all the support. Next, we have comments on agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on the agenda?
Apologies, Mr. Ayala, we did cover it.
Okay,
Both?
so we did
Yes.
both?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
Okay. Kill two birds with one stone. Next, we have a public hearing. We have none scheduled, but we do have public information. And there's a Williams Inspection Reports, 2013, 2014, reference D 1.1. And next, we'll move on to consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the interim superintendent for individual action. Do I have a motion to approve consent calendar items reference E through J?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second?
Second. But I have a poll.
Okay, and what's the pull?
G4.
G4. Okay.
Okay, this item is about the elementary and middle school sports program, and I was really excited at the opportunity of a district-operated elementary and middle school sports program, since we have been paying consultants in the past years to run those programs. However, when I got my agenda and saw that the cost was not to exceed $250,000, I almost fainted. Our primary, or no, I should say our sole responsibility as a school district is to educate our children. Sports are a great extracurricular activity, but they are not our focus, and they are not our responsibility. Spending anywhere close to $250,000 on a sports program is unthinkable. Our students are not where they should be academically. How can we even consider spending $250,000 on a sports program when our academic needs are so great? How much additional tutoring or additional supplies or additional programs could we purchase with that large amount of money?
Teachers.
And first of all, how can we spend that on a sports program and combine classes and move teachers and make a difficult situation for everybody? That does not make any sense at all. First of all, we need a line-by-line detailed budget to justify any and all expenditures involved in the sports program. And we need a line-by-line analysis of what we spent the previous year so that we can compare. If we cannot offer this program in an extremely cost-effective manner, then we cannot have it. We need to put our heads together and develop a sports program that is affordable. So I would like to please request that we are provided with that by the next board meeting to look at. It has to be a fraction of this cost.
Vice President, Mr.
Please.
Before you speak, Mr. Islam, I just would like to add that I agree with Nancy. For a number of years, I've been advocating for our district to take over in-house the after-school sports program. The Saturday school program is one of the programs that we've been able to take in-house and cut out the middleman, cut out the consultant. The middle school sports program, elementary sports program is another program that it looks like we're in the works of doing, but I have to agree with Nancy that $250,000 seems even more than what the consultant was charging us. So if we're gonna do this in-house, let's budget it right. There's no need for the administrators to have to be there out there, every Saturday, forced to do that. There's a lot of volunteers that are willing to help. There's a lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of staff members that are willing to earn some extra cash if they get compensated for those extra hours. But there's no need for us to make, a big issue out of something that if the final analysis is that it's just not worth it, then maybe we should just use that money and energy for something else. But if we can save it, if we can save considerable amount of money by taking it over in-house, we can release some of the stress being placed on the staff members that are forced to be there, which I never understood because the consultants were getting paid to do that. So I don't understand why we were having staff members and the consultants working on that. But that's another issue. Let's move forward. And thank you, Ms. O'Kelly, for your insight. But please let us know.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Montes. So I will recommend board to pull these items, present to you all the detail line by line as you ask for, and make some modification or change and bring back to you.
It's a sports program. We don't need every bell and whistle. We can't afford that. We're giving the opportunity to kids to play competitively and whatever, and some trophies at the end or that kind of thing. But this is outrageous. This
I agree, and I do like to pull it. It's my recommendation to the board and present to you the detail and give you all the options. And bring it back at a later date.
Okay.
Are there any other pulls, any other comments?
I just need to comment on that.
Okay, hold on.
When you do bring that to us, please make sure there is a sports program, because many of our children they learn kinetically by moving. There are many programs that are available to us. Just if I remember off the top of my head, it was $50,000 to $70,000 for the program versus the $250,000, and that was provided to us by, I can't remember the organization, but as a grant. So that went back to paying people, and I'm not sure whether that was. I know staff wasn't.
It covered part of the cost, but not all of it.
Right.
We still wound up paying 2-3 times.
But there were so many positive comments from staff that they got to learn who the students are. The students got to learn who the teachers were outside of the classroom. So they became more manageable because they knew you as people instead of just another adult trying to come down on a student. So there were many positive comments, and there were some positive outcomes of it. So please bring us a program.
I think it's still a great idea to do it internally with our own teachers who can be coaches and things like that. But
don't charge us more than the consultant.
You have to work on the cost.
The board, this is not the program you are referring to, how consultant was running. This is beyond and above. So once I present you the detail, line by line item, perhaps we need to look at what's the best options for our students, and the cost-effective way.
Right. It has to be extremely cost effective because it's an extra. It's not a mandatory.
I agree. And again, I believe students need the sports, as Mr. Martinez is saying.
Too,
but we have to look at cost effective way.
Right.
Thank you.
before we vote, do we have any other comments or any other pulls? Okay, we have a first and a second on E through J with exception of G4. Can I get preferential vote by student board member?
Aye.
And the rest of the board members?
Aye.
Aye. E through J passes with exception of G4, which is pulled for a later time. Next, we have discussion action items. Note K5.1 has already been approved. So with that exception, can we have a motion to vote for K1 through K6?
So move.
Okay, so we have Montez, and we have a second. Kelly?
And I have a poll.
Okay, we have a poll.
K3.
K3. Go ahead.
This is about the Renaissance Learning Star Reading assessments that we're going to be utilizing, and I'd like Ms. Valenzuela and Mr. D'Souza to kind of give a brief description of how they will be utilized to help our kids' reading improve.
This is a star reading diagnostic. It's not the accelerated reader.
Right.
And when we talked about it with our principals about having the star reading program for our students as a diagnostic, the principals requested that it be 1st through 5th grade, and then we also have students in middle school and 9th grade who aren't reading currently at grade level. So what this star reading will do is that it's a formative reading assessment, or screening, I should say, and the screening tells you where the intervention may be needed, including small groups and practice for students. It also gives you the progress monitoring because the students actually take the screening 3 times a year. And it is a computer-based, so the student can go at their progress, I would say, at their pace when they actually do the screening on the computer. It will also give us reports in English and Spanish to parents, so it will be informing the parents in either language on what students know and what skills they're ready to learn next. In addition to that, teachers can gauge students' mastery of the Common Core standards through the diagnostic. In addition, the measures for students and teachers give us the growth, the student growth percentile and STAR growth proficiency chart. And this is actually an interactive web-based display that is viewable by class, grade, student, and also at the school or district level. So we will be monitoring that as part of our assessment tool or screening tool to make sure that our students are not falling behind in grade level all the way from 1st through 9th grade.
Will we be making sure that the teachers understand how to analyze the data and what steps they can take to help their students?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the program also helps you locate individual resources for skills that students need. And the price also comes with training for each school.
Okay.
I would just like to ask, have any teachers been consulted about this program?
We've used star reading for a number of years. It's not something new.
Well, the reason why I
completely
ask
new.
is because on a separate issue regarding the Dibbles program, I'm still getting a lot of yays and nays about it from teachers, more nays than yays, through emails and through conversations with different teachers from different schools that are utilizing that particular program. But regarding this program, Ms. O'Kelly, I believe you mentioned you consulted with the principals, so I just want to make sure there's teacher input in this.
As far as teacher input directly?
Well, I mean, if you say they've been using this program, it sounds familiar to me.
The star reading? Yes.
Yeah. Is it something that they like? Is it something that they agree is good?
Well, we've never
to use?
taken a survey to find out if they like it. We have used the data for informative purposes.
Okay.
It's also a quick diagnostic to see where the kids are, and we do it 3 times a year so we can actually see what growth is. Also, it'll be a good measure to see the reliability of 2 different types of assessments. So if we're doing Dibbles and we're doing star reading, it'll be really interesting to see at those grades where they overlap, how they correlate.
Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Montez, thank you for bringing up the dibbles and the new directions. So I'm hearing that these are duplicate programs.
No, they are not duplicate programs.
What
Your
is the
DIBELS is your very early literacy for kids who are 1 to 3 years behind in their grade level reading. DIBELS is more about your phonics, your multisyllabic, how the kids are learning and what is impeding that learning.
Okay.
Okay, from keeping them at, what is impeding them to be at grade level.
Okay, and I'm familiar with other program. The second part of the question is, how are we paying for it? Is it by district, by site, by seat, or by use?
It's being used, it's being paid for out of general funds for each site. And if you notice the cost per school per student.
Okay. Did we look into purchasing it by seat, by district? Which means if we,
Yes, but it's broken down because of the number of students at each site, at each school.
Right, but what the difference is that if we have arbitrary number of 100 students per site, if we used 100 students, 100 seats per district, we could vary the times and get more bang for the buck, if you will.
We actually shave the cost because we're already used. Some schools are ordering Renaissance Learning or Renaissance Reading, where this is Star Reading, but it's the same company.
Okay.
And we actually shaved off the cost because the schools that did purchase, they shaved off the $500 per school because they were already utilizing AR.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other comments? Okay, so we need a call for the vote, and we're calling for the vote on K1, K through K6. We have a first and a second on these discussion action items. A student board member will not participate. Let me go back to the K3. We had a discussion. I don't know if we settled the resolution, just add it to the.
Now we just vote.
No, we just vote.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're not going to pull it.
No.
We
Okay.
got the answer.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, so back again, we're going to vote on K1 through K6, and we have first and second.
We already voted on 5.
Yes. And we voted on 5.
Okay.
So,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, next, we have comments from the interim superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. We got several events coming ahead of us. Couple event I will cover tonight. Measure Y, we have what do you call it, town hall meeting scheduled September 11th, 6 p.m. at Carter High School, and September 16th at 6 p.m. at Rialto High School. We have Rialto Unified School District going to host called You Can Go to College. This is a college fair. This is we're hosting, and Fontana Unified School District going to partnering with us, going to join with us, so we can split the cost of the hosting this college fair. It's a very exciting event for our students to learn going colleges and understand what is available, financial aid, and there will be about 40 colleges will be participate in this fair. This is scheduled September 18 from 9 to 12 p.m., which is 9 to 12 noon. And during the school days, so parents and students all can participate and learn to the colleges those are coming to participate in this fair. And some of the students could accept can be accepted a scholarship and admissions on the spot. So this is even the sound like is called You Can Go to College fair, and the flyer will be sending to entire community, parents, and our board. You have not seen the flyer; it will be sending to you by Friday. So please mark your calendar. Be there for your students, for his children to learn those program. Again, it's open to everyone. The next event, we have a 6th annual Parent Summit scheduled for Saturday, October 18, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Carter High School. Next announcement I'd like to make, Rialto Unified School District, we're going to have a quarterly newsletter. It's like our own, we're going to tell our own story instead of you reading in the Sun newspaper, all the fiasco, all the, what do you call them? I don't know.
The drama.
Drama. Thank you. Like I was looking for drama, or we will be now going to begin all the good things happening to Rialto Unified. And every day, every week, all this excitement going on. So now we, as an administration, we said we're going to let everybody know, our parents, our community, our students, our teachers, our staff, what's going on in our Rialto Unified School District and every day throughout the year. So this is the beginning. This newspaper will be released quarterly. And Saida Jeffrey, I know she's somewhere here. She's going to lead and be responsible to release this newspaper. It's a Rialto. It's not a Rialto reader. It's a Rialto USD newspaper.
All right.
So this is something very exciting. I will bring the first publications, which will be in the first, I think, September. And please look forward and see. And I'd like to collect your feedback and comment as you read everything goes on in our Rialto Unified School District. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. And next we'll have, if Marisol would do us the honor and share a few words to our community.
Well, I'd first really like to acknowledge and thank all the parents and the staff of schools in this district for how much support they give to the students. Especially like yesterday, at Rialto High School, we had our back to school night, and we had an amazing turnout with a lot of parents just helping out and just attending and seeing what's going on with their students. It was very nice to see how many parents and how the staff just helps the students and just tries to be very involved with them. So thank you.
Thank you, Marisol. Very nice. Next we have Clerk Martinez share a few words.
Marisol, welcome.
Thank you.
And in case you wonder what the job's all about, let us know what the students think, what their needs are. I believe it's your position to take the pulse of the 26,400 students. Kind of hard to do, but DSAC will help you. And Saida will definitely direct as the overseer of your DSAC. Thank you for serving. And it's a task. It's well-intentioned. Sometimes you hear, some things that are quite controversial, but you grow as an individual. And I thank you for serving and bringing your talents to the board. Greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
On the other matter, whether it's teachers or classified or any of our students, people matter. And trying to make it very concise, morale matters. And when morale is high, teachers do better, students do better. When the email went out with the concern, I brought the concern to Mr. Islam. And we'll be discussing it. I can't tell you about it after the fact, so I'm telling you ahead of the closed session, my way around it. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Next we have Member O'Kelly.
First of all, thank you all for coming tonight and expressing your concerns, very serious concerns, and we need to hear, we need to know how you're feeling about things, so we definitely appreciate you putting in the time to be here. I wanted to say I was not unable to make the high school back-to-school nights and the other back-to-school nights because everything in this district is planned on Tuesday and Thursday, and I babysit my 14-month-old grandson on Tuesdays and Thursdays until about 7:30 at night, and by the time I get back, it's over. So I wish we'd look at some other days every now and then. That would help me out a lot. I did attend the district safety fair at Werner Elementary School on the 16th, and I was really impressed. I want to commend the staff and the volunteers and the students who organized the event. There was so much useful information, safety in every aspect, internet, on the street, everywhere. And our students and our parents need to know that, so we cannot emphasize safety enough. It has to be a #1 priority. I also attended the Dad's Night, sponsored by our own Parent Institute, last Friday night, or was it Friday? Yes. Friday. Another excellent event. The guest speaker was Thomas Williams, who's a retired NFL player. He's a young guy. He's a graduate of USC, but he went on to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New England Patriots, and the Carolina Panthers before he suffered a neck injury that ended his football career. But he's also written a book called Permission to Dream. His message was inspirational and captivating. Everybody who was there really enjoyed it. Everyone who attended the event received an autographed book or an autographed football, and I got both. I want to commend Linda Miner and Rhonda Jackson and the staff of the Parent Institute for a job very well done. I really had an enjoyable evening. Now we need a mom's night. Okay. You could bring the same guy back, though. I'd like to end on a quote from Thomas Williams' book, Permission to Dream. When Thomas realized that his dream had become a reality, he invented a slogan: I can, I will, I did. And it stands for, I can dream big, I will do whatever it takes to achieve my dreams, and then I did it. Everything I needed had been inside me all along. When you dream big enough, work hard enough, and are willing to do everything it takes, that's the moment you step into your greatness. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
Well, thank you, Ms. O'Kelly. Well said, well put. Next we have Member Edgar Montes.
Thank you, Vice President, Mr. Ayala. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, teachers and parents, students that are still here. I think it's probably bedtime, so they all left. But buenas noches a todos. I just would first like to say that I too attended the safety fair held at Warner Elementary on August 16th, and I believe most of the board members were able to be there. It was over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
I should not have worn a long sleeve shirt, but it was very fun. It was really nice to see all the parents, the parent volunteers, the students, the staff members. It was really nice to see the administrator, the cabinet members there, and a lot of the district administration there in support, along with all the safety and security, officers that were there. It was nice to see Saida there and everybody else there. And even the Sun newspaper was there too, and they wrote an article about the safety fair. I believe we had over 1,000 students visiting that school. The only complaint that I have is that there was a city function the same day, and let's please try to, give them a call and see and say, hey, we had this planned first, or if you find out they had something planned first, so we don't divide up the community. Because what happened was the city had a bike program or a bike event, and a lot of the kids went to go get free bikes.
Right.
So I think we had a good turnout, but I know we could have had an even better one. The other thing is, I wanted to speak regarding the Dibbles program. I keep getting emails, I keep getting phone calls. I reached out to a few people from different schools, and we really take into consideration the suggestions and the advice of our administration. We count on you guys to be the professionals, and the recommendations that you have for programs for our district, we hold in high regard. We put a lot of trust in those recommendations and any advice that you guys give us regarding such programs. If we need a program, if we need consultants, I'm all for it. But when we begin to hear complaints or issues that don't really make too much sense, please don't get offended when the board or individual board members come to you and say, hey, you know what, maybe we should reconsider, maybe we should take a second look at this. It doesn't sound like it's all that it's meant to be. Maybe we're not getting the best bang for our buck. From what I understand, from what I've been able to research on my own, the program is free online. Is that correct?
It's not a program.
Well, the testing.
It's an assessment.
Testing.
An assessment.
Okay, and it's free online?
To the University of Oregon, they have resources that you can go on online, yes.
Okay. So basically the consultant is helping, the consultant is being paid to teach the teachers how to use it.
Yes, and furthermore, it goes into the SIPS. Now, SIPS is a program which is what you do after you dibble. Dibble is the assessment that leads into SIPS and 6-minute solution.
Yeah.
But you don't know where to start until you dibble.
Well, I'm getting a lot of earfuls saying that teachers are tired of dibbling. And I'm all for testing, but if the students are improving in their reading, it's because of the teachers. It's not because of the.
And that's right, because dibbles. It's not because of dibbles. Dibbles is the screen. It's the assessment.
Shows what they're weak in. Shows what they need to work on.
It's what the teacher
And
does
their
with
results
the
were
data,
pretty
with the outcome, with the results. That what the teacher does is what the kid benefits.
And this
any
is
assessment takes teacher time.
and this is testing. In reality, it's testing. It's not teaching.
No,
Correct.
well, it's an assessment. You need to assess the kids to know where they are, to know where to go. It's
Right.
diagnostic. Is
Right. And I get that, and I think it's good to test the children. It's good to assess them to know where they're at. I just don't know if it's good to continue to do it if we have so many people in the district that feel it's not worth the money that's being spent on it, or if we have teachers who are teaching themselves how to use it, then what do we need a consultant for? If our own people can do it, or perhaps if the consultant trains a small group of people, then that small group of people can teach or train the rest.
The consultant is working with the 7 program improvement schools. The training, when it was decided to go district-wide, because DIBBLES has been an assessment that's been used for years in this district. And when there's DIBBLES and then there's DIBBLES Next, and DIBBLES Next is a newer version. And that has been with the 7 improvement schools. Now the other 12 schools are coming on board with DIBBLES Next. And the training that's being provided for the 12 schools that are not program improvement, we are not being charged for that. The consultant is providing the services free of charge to get the district standardized, to help us get the district standardized across the board. Rather than having this school doing it this way and this school doing it that way, then we don't have a standardized assessment tool to say, how are we doing district-wide? And the consultant also provided Common Core training and Common Core materials and books free of charge that we were not charged for.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've made a commitment to some of the people that have reached out to me to go and see it for myself.
I welcome you. I invited all board members, and I opened the invitation. I said, come on down. You can, more than happy to have you come, observe, ask questions, watch, and you can judge for yourself whether it's something feasible, worth it, or not.
Yeah.
Okay, Edgar, we'll go dibble together.
Just keep in mind, that it's something that there's that a lot of teachers are not too happy with, and if there's anything you guys can help the board with more information on it, and if you would be willing to give us a demonstration of the assessment, I think that'd be great. Let me just get back to you on when I'll be available for that. But I would like to see it. And the other thing I wanted to speak about was the issue of teachers being moved from school after already a month into the start. And I wanted to share an email from a parent. I'm not going to disclose the parent's name, but I think it's important to share the parent's concerns, because we as board members, parents reach out to us. Staff, teachers, administrators, people reach out to us. And sometimes we don't always have the time to respond to every single mail, especially all the angry emails. But we read them. At least I read them. And I want to share this email from a concerned parent. I know not too many parents were able to come and speak tonight, but I know there was a lot of parents and students in the crowd. And I want to share this email from a parent that was sent to the board regarding Mrs. Gonzalez at Hugh Banks. Hello, my name is, I'm not going to say the name, and I am emailing in regard to Mrs. Gonzalez at Hugh Banks Elementary. I recently learned of her possible transfer to Morgan, and I can't say I support this move. I feel like the school year has already started to a wonderful start, and to shake things up like this would not be beneficial to her students at Hugh Banks. My daughter is new to Hugh Banks, and Ms. Gonzalez has already made a positive impact on my child. She comes home eager every day to read and get her homework done, and that has a lot to do with the structure that Ms. Gonzalez has in place in her classroom. Taking away the teacher from Hugh Banks to send them to Morgan is not the answer to this already not so good situation. Please reconsider this move. Thank you for your time. A concerned parent. So what I wanted to touch on that was I'm glad nobody came in here with bats or bottles or rocks, because this wasn't our decision, and I'm not here to say whenever the board or the community feels a good decision wasn't made that I want to point fingers. No, it's not about that. It's about we put a lot of trust, and we're not here to micromanage. So sometimes administrative decisions are made without board knowledge and don't require board approval. So we just hope that all administrative decisions that are made at the district level are in the best interest of the students, of the parents, and of the staff members. And when decisions are made that need to be taken a second look at, it's good for you to reach out to us and let us know, hey, let's look at other alternatives. Let's look at other options. Exactly. So thank you for all of the people, all of the parents, the staff members that came here tonight, for all the people that spoke. We do listen, and as you can tell by the standing ovations on this side, also that we hear you, and we will be engaging with staff on what we can do to make the changes
disappear.
Exactly. The other topic I just wanted to touch on was special education, the FICMAT audits. We haven't even begun to look at that stuff in more detail as far as making more comprehensive changes to our special education program, but I do want to give a big thumbs up to Ms. Norma Del Rio.
She just left.
It's okay. It's okay. This is recorded, and she could watch it online too. I've been hearing nothing but good things from about Miss Del Rio with our special education program. I've been hearing nothing but good things from parents regarding the new changes. So we're going to continue to make changes, but I just want to remind staff that we still have those FICMAT audit reports that we need to still continue to address. We've just been so tied up in focusing on energy on other areas and other issues, but let's not forget about that. As I've been speaking to more people through email and reaching out to more staff at different schools, I haven't been able to visit as much schools as previously, but I plan on going soon. But the communication has been there, and I've gotten from what I've heard from a lot of people, especially from teachers, is that they don't feel appreciated as much as they should be appreciated from the board or from the district. And I just want you to know, I know exactly how that feels. But I just want to say, as you can see by the board's reaction tonight and the district's reaction tonight, we do in fact appreciate the teachers, and not just the teachers, all of our classified employees, everybody, everyone in the district. We appreciate the parent volunteers. You guys should have seen how many parent volunteers were at Warner, and not just from Warner, but from different schools that were there to help, and I think to myself, man, what can we do to show more appreciation for the teachers, for the staff members, for the parent volunteers, and I asked the parent, and the parent said, well, you could give us a barbecue, and I thought to myself, oh man, I better shut up because they're gonna want me to pay for it. But no, I'm just kidding. But we do, and even if it's just every now and then, we mention, we do appreciate you guys, everyone. Your efforts and all of your hard work don't go unnoticed. I just want to say, I think regarding the DIBELS program and the issues surrounding that, I think 95% of the teachers really try their best, do their best, and probably feel they don't need that, to use that. But that's something that we're going to be looking at moving forward. Regarding the RUSD newspaper, I think that's an awesome idea, Mr. Islam. Creating our own newspaper. Wow, it reminds me of a special education advocate that used to come here. He would always come and give the board and the district leadership a piece of his mind, and he would always say, if you don't like your teachers, become the teachers. If you don't like your board members, become the board members. So if you don't like the newspaper, I'm glad that you're making your own newspaper.
Can you be quoted on that?
That's a good idea. And last but not least, regarding back to school nights, last board meeting was my son's back to school night. It was held on the same night as board meeting night. So please, Mr. Islam, don't try to have any back to school night. School board meetings the same night as the back to school nights, because one of your board members might have children that attend that school. So that's all I have.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every other Wednesday. We have to X.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone that's been very patient. Gracias. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Montes. Lots of good comments tonight. I know it's getting late. I'll throw in my 2 cents. A couple gentlemen by the name, well, they weren't being listened to. Just a little story here. And so they decided to leave their companies. Okay, one was Eli Calloway, and he came out from the back east to California, opened up some grapevines, and then started a golf club company and employed many people. They're still employed. And the other one was Bill Gates. He left his company because he had some ideas and people weren't listening to him. And so these things do happen. And so you know, when you talk about the types of government that we have, basically we have three. We have, you know, the autocratic, where they rule by the gavel and the fists, and then you have the democracy, which sometimes gets a little loud. And if you see tonight, this is a good example of a democracy. It's not loud, it's actually appreciated. And then you have those higher achievers that sometimes we ignore. And we had a good example of that of Dr. Fisher tonight coming to our district here with a memorandum of understanding how, you know, we're thinking a little bit out of the box. We can assist those kids who are really, really taking their education serious, who are ready to move forward. So we're addressing those issues too. And, you know, you think of that last item, that's, you know, the form of government. You have laissez-faire. And laissez-faire is when you have professionals who they know what they're doing. They're passionate about what they do. And we have those individuals in this room right now. And so we are listening and we understand. It's important to be flexible because sometimes we don't know what the left hand's doing and the right hand's doing something different. So, you know, sometimes you can cut off your nose in spite of your face and think that you made a good decision, where in fact, now you're in trouble. Keep in mind, at the end of the year, we have to still fill out a positive report with the county. And that's why we hire highly talented individuals like Mohammed Islam to guide us through. So if he says this is what we have to do, and he advises, then that's what we have to do. We'll take the heat for it, but that's why sometimes we don't stand, because we're looking to see, are we, you know, we okay? Because we don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. We've been down that road already. Those have been tough lessons. We want our kids to excel. So again, maybe I'll end with a little quote here, because a lady by Rosa said it earlier and quoted Roberto Clemente in more or less these words. It's a shame if you know that you can make a difference in this world and don't take advantage of it. You know, you're wasting your time. But you know, there's other ways to say it too, but what we're saying is that we care. We're going to get through this together. We're moving forward. And I really feel confident that we have the talent and the individuals here, mainly because the heart and the brain has to be connected. If there's a missing link there, we're not going to move forward. Okay, do we have a motion to close open session so we can move back into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
I ask that we close it in memory of Peggy Wheeler's mom.
Okay, and very good. And her name was Patty Jo Wheeler. If we could take a minute here. Thank you so much. Vote by board members?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, open session's closed, and we'll come back and if there's something to report from closed session.
We gotta tell you this story.
We didn't officially vote. It was a decision.
That would be good news for him. That would be good news for him. Mohammed?
Only the hardcore stay.
Yes.
We could use some ourselves.
Thank God for the kids selling candy bars earlier.
We know where to have fundraisers.
Okay, Nancy. Okay.
Edgar. Please. We have some signatures.
Okay, it's 10:34. Wow, amazing.
ordering the pizza next.
You're ordering pizza?
I'll pay for it.
Report out of closed session. Mohammed, do you want to report, or do you want me to report? Okay, I'll be happy to.
If fine.
The board took action to not transfer the teachers, so we understand the sensitivity and the need to keep us moving in the right direction. We'll have our sacrifices somewhere else, but we're not going to sacrifice the kids. Okay, that was good news to report, and unless there's other comments, no other issues, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is officially over, 10:35.